राधा, जय जयति जयति राधा।
रटु नित्य नाम राधा, नित गाओ गुणन राधा।
रटु नित्य नाम राधा, नित गाओ गुणन राधा।
नित ध्यावहु छवि राधा, जय जयति जयति राधा।
नित ध्यावो छवि राधा, जय जयति जयति राधा।
मन करु सुमिरन राधा, है जीवन धन राधा। श्याम हो स्वामिनी राधा, जय जयति जयति राधा।
मन करु सुमिरन राधा, है जीवन धन राधा। श्याम हो स्वामिनी राधा, जय जयति जयति राधा।
तेरी गति है राधा, तेरी मति है 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 राधा।
तेरी रति है राधा, जय जयति जयति राधा।
तेरी रति है राधा, जय जयति जयति राधा।
मन करु सुमिरन राधा, है जीवन धन राधा। श्याम हो स्वामिनी राधा, जय जयति जयति राधा।
मन करु सुमिरन राधा, है जीवन धन राधा। श्याम हो स्वामिनी राधा, जय जयति जयति राधा।
गहु चरण शरण राधा, भव बाधा हर राधा।
गहु चरण शरण राधा, भव बाधा हर राधा।
चाह हरि कृपा राधा, जय जयति जयति राधा।
चाह हरि कृपा राधा, जय जयति जयति राधा।
मन करु सुमिरन राधा, है जीवन धन राधा। श्याम हो स्वामी राधा, जय जयति जयति राधा।
मन करु सुमिरन राधा, है जीवन धन राधा। श्याम हो स्वामिनी राधा, जय जयति जयति राधा।
अवधर दानी राधा, ब्रज रस खानी राधा।
अवधर धानी राधा, ब्रज रस खानी राधा।
अवधर दानी मफवत, अवधर दानी राधा ब्रज रस खानी राधा
सावधर भानी राधा ब्रज रस खानी राधा
ब्रज ठकुरानी राधा जय जय कृपालु राधा
ब्रज ठकुरानी राधा जय जय कृपालु राधा
मन कर सुमिरन राधा है जीवन धन राधा श्याम हूँ स्वामिनी राधा जय जयति जयति राधा
मन कर सुमिरन राधा है जीवन धन राधा श्याम हूँ स्वामिनी राधा जय जयति जयति राधा.
Alright, so most people like to sit in chairs, so bring some more chair inside. Those who sit in front who sit in the ground can come a little bit. You, hello, you come here, sit next to her. Yeah, bring some chairs inside. You come all the way here. Quick. Annie can stay there. Stay there. Come here. All right. Bring chairs here. Let everybody sit down comfortable. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. It is, but it's all right. Don't worry about it. Okay, look. Okay, so let's pay attention now, please. Everyone should do take the opportunity to sit comfortably. Everyone should sit comfortably. Do you have this? She has about 5. All right, so again tonight, I'm going to do a doha or couplet from Radha Govind Geet. I've told you before that the great saint Shri Kripaluji Maharaj, Jagat Guru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj, wrote many books. One of them was Radha Govind Geet, which contains 11,111 verses, couplets. And these 11,111 verses contains all the philosophies of all the Vedas, Puranas, Ramayana, Mahabharata, all the scriptures. One of those verses tonight I'm going to do, I'll tell you the meaning literally, then we'll sing it a little bit and then we'll go into a deeper explanation. So the line says, Tu bhi mera taju man Govind Radhe. Give up that you are also mine. That feel, that thing in the mind. Tu bhi mera taju man. Give up that. Or tu hi mera. He, you alone are mine. Tu hi mera yah mat. This idea, this knowledge, tu hi mera mati mein bitha de. Embed it. Let it sit in the heart, in the mind. Let it become the true knowledge. We'll talk about it more. We'll sing a little bit first. Radhe Radhe गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
ओ राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
तू भी मेरा तजुमन तू भी मेरा तजुमन गोविंद राधे तू ही मेरा यह मत मति में बिठा दे
तू भी मेरा तर्जुमान गोविंद राधे तू ही मेरा यहाँ में बिता दे
तू भी मेरा तजुमन गोविंद राधे तू ही मेरा यह मत मति में बिठा दे
तू ही मेरा तर्जुमान गोविंद राधे तू ही मेरा यहाँ मति में बिता दे
तू ही मेरा यह मत मति में बिठा दे
तू ही मेरा यहाँ मति में बिता दे
तू ही मेरा यह मत मति में बिठा दे
तू ही मेरा यहाँ मति में बिता दे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
Now listen carefully. There are two words in Hindi with very little difference in the way it's spelled, but it gives us a lot of problem and has been the cause of all our troubles from beginning. The people outside, if you talk, we hear you inside. Please don't talk outside. Yeah, this two words has been the cause of all our problems and sufferings from beginningless time. Two small words. One is bhi and one is he. Both has long E after it. Dirgh E. Long E. But the words before is different. One is bha, bha, B-H-A in English, bha, and one is ha, H-A. So bhi and he. Bhi means also. And he means alone. This is where the problem is. And why we have not been able to attain our ultimate goal in life from beginningless time. If we could just change bhi into he, also into alone. We say alone, but we don't mean it. For example, everyone who calls himself a Hindu or Sanatanist, if he doesn't know any prayer, most people don't even know much about Hinduism, who call themselves Hindu. To them it means fasting once for a year and call somebody to do a little prayers and they are Hindu. What the scriptures say, we have no idea. We know a little story, but nothing about philosophy. So if one prayer we know is this prayer, Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, Tvameva bandhush cha sakha tvameva, Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva, Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. In this prayer we are saying he. Sanskrit, tvam ev. Tvam in Hindi is tu, and ev in Hindi is he. Tu he. Tu he. We are saying to God, O Lord, you alone. Tu means you, he means alone. You alone are my father, my mother, sorry. You alone are my father. You alone are my friend. You alone are my companion. You alone are my wealth. You alone are my knowledge. You alone are my everything. Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. We say that. Anytime there's a prayer, even when you go to mandir after when they're concluding, this is one prayer they will always say. And many people say it also. Of course, many of us don't know what it means. And even if we know what it means, we say it without thinking. There's no feeling. So we do say to God that you alone are my mother, you alone are my father, all these things we say, but we don't feel in our heart. And if someone tells us, we think they're crazy. How can God alone be my mother? How could God alone be my father, my wealth, my everything? Are Bhagwan Krishna had two mothers also. When God as Sri Krishna, when the Lord descended in this world 5,000 years ago, he had one mother in Mathura, Devaki, and he had one mother in Vrindavan, Yashoda. So he also had two mothers. So I will also have two mothers. I will have one mother who is Bhagavan, God, and I will have one mother who is my worldly mother. But this crazy person is saying, God alone is my mother? If someone tells us, that's how we're going to react. We'll say it as long as we don't know what it means. And somebody tell us, big problem. The reason for that is because we don't know who we are. We don't know who we are. Yeah. We identify with this physical material body. This body belongs to us. It's a material thing. This body is made of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air and space. Kshitijal pavak gagana samira pancharachit yaha adhama sarira. It's made of 5 elements. It's a material thing. And it belongs to us. Whatever belongs to us cannot be us. Ram says, this is my house. But they never say, I am the house. If Ramdev starts saying she is the house, Ram will say, okay, time for the mental asylum. She's gone mad. So body belongs to us. We're not the body. What we are the soul, the Atma, Jivatma. And that soul belongs only to God. No one can make or create a soul. The Vedas say, Amritasya vai putraha. Every living being is a child of God. No one can create a soul. If we say, okay, this man and woman created me in their stomach, we can say, okay, they created the body. But no one created the soul. God puts the soul in there. Not only that, He creates the body, He does everything. We think we do something. We can't do anything. Even while that fetus is in the womb, if everything the mother eats was to go directly to that fetus, what will happen? Can't take it. God takes that food, whatever the mother's eaten, and refines it in such a way, puts it in such a way that it's be able to feed to the fetus and keep it healthy. Not only that, the moment that child comes out of the womb in the world, the food we normally eat, rice, dal, bread, soup, you can't give to that baby, that newborn baby. So what does God do? He creates milk in the breast. Before there was no milk. The moment the baby is born, milk. All that God does. Because He is our real mother, real father, real everything. We are His children. He takes care of us. We don't realize that. So God says, you have to make me yours alone. This word alone comes everywhere in the scriptures. Ananyas chintayantu mam ye janah paripasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam bahamyaham. Chapter 9 verse 22 Gita. Bhagavan Krishna says, those who worship me exclusively, me alone, who love me alone, to them I bring attainment of what they do not have, and I protect what they have. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarvabhavena bharat tatprasadat param shantim sthanam prapshashi shashvatam. Chapter 18 verse 62 Gita. Arjun, worship Him alone. Surrender yourselves only to God. Only tamev ev. Then you will attain supreme bliss, divine peace forever. Daivi hesha gunamai mama maya duratyaya mameva ye prapadyante maya metantarantite. Chapter 7 verse 14 Gita. Again, Ev, Mam, Ev. Only the one who completely surrenders to God can become free from Maya. Vedas are saying, Tameva viditvat mrityumeti nanya pantha vidyate yanaya Shvetashvatara Upanishad, chapter 3, verse 8. Only if, only by knowing God can the individual soul become free from Maya. There is no other way. Mamev, Mamekamev. The word is coming twice here. This is Bhagavad. Mam ek, one. Eva, only. Mamekamev Sharana. Only the one who surrenders to me alone. Twice this is coming. Bhagwan is saying to Uddhav, Mamekamev Sharanam Atmanam Sarvadehinam Yahi Sarvatma Bhavena Yayasyahya Kuto Bhaya. Bhagavad Mahapuran. Uddhav, only if you completely surrender to me, you become free from Maya. You will attain divine bliss, divine happiness, otherwise impossible. Ananya chetah satatam yomam smarati nityashah tasyaham sulabha partha nityayuktasya yoginah. Chapter 8, verse 14, Gita. Ananya, this word Ananya is coming so many times. Ananya, what does it mean? The word Anya in Sanskrit means others, all others. Human beings, celestial gods, animals, Rakshas, Bhagavan, others. And in Sanskrit, when you put a prefix an before a word, it gives the complete opposite meaning. So, Anya means all others, Ananya means none but one only. Only the one who attaches the mind to me at all times. To such a person I am easily attainable, Arjun. Only. In the last chapter of the Gita, last chapter, the final instructions of Bhagavan Krishna to Arjun, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishami masuchaha. Chapter 18, verse 66, Gita. Arjun, give up all dharma, all obligations, all duties, and take shelter in me alone. Ekam. If one is not surrendered to God and does not perform their duties, etc., that person goes to hell. But for one who surrenders to God, God takes care of everything. He says, I will free you from all sins and give you divine love, divine bliss forever. Here we will think God is such a jealous God. In the world, nobody objects like that. A mother doesn't say to her son, oh, you only should love me, don't love your father, don't love your brother and sister, don't love your wife, don't love your friend. Love me, love your father too, love your brother and sister, love your friends. In the world we do that. Nobody objects. What's wrong with God? We'll think like that. He says love him alone. No. It's not like that. God says love my family alone. Just as in the world, as long as we love anybody in the world, nobody has a problem. You love mother, you love father, you love wife, you love husband, you love children, you love Muruka, you love the house. Nobody has a problem. But the day you start to devote yourself to God and attach your mind to God, everybody has a problem. The parent tells the child, go to mandir, go to temple. The wife tells the husband, go to temple. And the moment we start seeing the getting attached to God, hey, what's wrong with you? No more temple for you. Are you crazy? Suddenly you have become so attached to God, you think you are sadhu? All they will start cursing and abusing. Love in the material world, fine. Don't leave the material world and love anybody. In other words, don't love God. In the same way, God objects. Love anybody in my family. And God's family is huge. God has 6 things in his possession, and all are infinite. Naam, Roop, Leela, Gun, Dham, Sant. 6. God's names, Naam, infinite, uncountable names. Roop, his forms, infinite form, uncountable. Gun, his virtues, qualities, attributes, infinite. Leela, divine pastimes, infinite, uncountable. Dham, divine abodes, infinite, uncountable. Sant, saint, infinite, uncountable. Any one of these, if we attach our mind to any one of those, God says that is he alone. His family, don't go outside, no Devta, no celestial being, no Rakshas, no worldly person or object. So just as the worldly people object, if someone decides to love, truly love God, suddenly everything, Radhe, 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 what's wrong with you? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Say something else. They object. God says, okay, in the same way, love me alone. And me alone, in his me alone, huge, infinite forms, infinite names, infinite attributes, infinite saints, everything. Attach. This will only happen through knowledge. The knowledge that we are the soul, the Atma. And the happiness we are looking for, we will find only in God. I keep mentioning the reason why we get attached to any person or object in the world. Look, the root cause of all our sufferings in this world, I'm sure you would have heard, is attachment. Asakti, lagav. Why do we get attached to any person or object in the world? Because somebody is very beautiful, we get attached to them. Because something smells very good or tastes very good, we get attached to it. No. You ask a question, is there pleasure in beauty, in beautiful things? Yes. In ugly things? No. Does alcohol smell good or does it smell bad? The alcoholic will say, it's the best smelling thing in the world. And for one, like you ask Panditji, he will want to give you a jhapar. Don't bring alcohol close to him. A child's nose is running. Naak beh rahi. Running. The mother in her love kisses the child right where the nose is running. Another person looks on and thinks, oh my God, how can she not scorn the child? A person attached in love, we call love in the world, finds sweet smell where there is bad smell, and beauty where there is ugliness. So beauty or sweet smells doesn't bring pleasure. Look at it another way. There's a very poor beggar woman. Very poor. And she has a son. So there happens to be a fair, Mela, bazaar, a big fair. And she has attended with her son, and suddenly she loses her son. Many people lose their children. So much big crowd sometimes. So she searches for the son, she can't find him. Finally she goes to the police booth. And she says, look, I have lost my son. So the policeman says to her, look, lady, describe what your son looks like. And she describes the son as being lame, one-legged, one-eyed, with a cut in the lip, cleft lip, very dark black. In other words, very ugly. The policeman says to that woman, oh lady, there are so many, because there are other children who have been lost in the fair. So they are all there with the policeman in the booth. He says, look, there are so many beautiful children here. Why don't you embrace one and get some happiness? Your child is so ugly. The woman says, oh policeman, what do you know? It's only when I see that one-eyed child of mine, I'll be able to eat my food. If there is pleasure in beauty, that mother seeing so many beautiful children, handsome, beautiful children, should have embraced one and satisfy her motherly affection. But she doesn't want beauty, she wants her ugly son. So, where there is attachment in the world, only upon the acquisition of that person or object is pleasure derived. And this attachment is the source of all happiness. All sorrow. All suffering and sorrow in the world is a result of this attachment. The Gita says, Dhyayato vishayan punsah sangasteshu upajayate sangas sanjayate kama kamat krodho bhijayate. Chapter 2 verse 62 Gita. Listen carefully to this. We'll know how we get attached. Why we get addicted to certain things. Addiction is another name for attachment. That's all. When we think the first line, Dhyayato vishayan punsaha sangas teshu pajayate. When we think again and again, listen carefully, when we think again and again that we can find happiness in any person or object, we get attached to that person or object. Nobody becomes a chain smoker overnight. Huh? When you were young, you saw people smoking, your peers, people elder than you. You think, it's a sign of class, grown up. I should take a smoke too. On smoking that first cigarette, you coughed and almost choked on it. But you keep smoking because you think it will bring you pleasure. Until you can't give it up. You become a chain smoker. In the same way, no one becomes an alcoholic overnight. Again, when you're young, you see people drinking, your parents even. The father says, hey, don't you dare take a drink or smoke, I'll break your foot. But he's smoking and drinking. Why? Because I'm your father. Listen to me. I know what good and I know what bad. But Papa, you doing bad. Don't question. Do as I say. So we see others drinking and we think, I should take a little drink too. Of course, for one who hasn't drunk alcohol, it tastes very bad the first time. It smells very bad. You take a little drink, but then the head spins. You hide and take a little drink. And you think, Then now, you might be working or somewhere, and everybody going every Friday for a drink in the club. Before, mostly men used to go to the rum shop. Now more ladies go in club. I've seen all the Kali Yuga, don't worry. It was going to happen, and worse than this. So every Friday you'd go and take a drink. Then every Monday and Friday. Then every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Then every day. Now you've become an alcoholic. So it is this thinking again and again. This constant reflection that I will find happiness in any person or object which makes us attach. The reason for that is that because we are a fraction of happiness. We are part of happiness. Bhagwan Krishna says in Gita, Mamaivansho jivaloke jiva bhutah sanatanaha. Chapter 15, verse 7 in Gita, Bhagwan Krishna says the individual souls are eternal fractions, parts of myself, of himself. In the Ramayana too it says, ईश्वर अंश जीव अविनाशी ईश्वर अंश जीव अविनाशी चेतन अमल सहज सुख राशि जय
राम श्री राम जय जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
Ishwara Ansha Jiva Avinashi. Same thing. Bhagwan Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, the Ramayana is saying the same thing. That God, the soul, is an eternal fraction of God. Indestructible. Avinashi. And who is God? What is God? Explained a few days ago. The Vedas tell us God is bliss, Anand. Anando Brahmeti Vajanat. The Vedas say, Taitiro Upanishad chapter 3 verse 6, that God is bliss, He is Anand. Happiness. Raso vai sahara sagvam hevaya labde nando bhavati. Raso vai saha. The sagvam hevayam labdo nandi bhavati. Taitiro Upanishad chapter 2 verse 7. The Vedas is saying, God is bliss, He is happiness. So it's a natural law that every fraction, every part has a natural love for the whole and tries to become one with it. All rivers naturally flow to the ocean, being a fraction of the ocean. All flames of fire naturally rises upwards, being a fraction of the sun. In the same way, we the individual souls, being eternal fractions of Shri Krishna, God, naturally love and want only Shri Krishna. And because He is happiness, that's why we all want only happiness. But because we have always identified with the material body, we have forgotten who we are, that we are the soul. We have always been looking for happiness in the world. We pray to God. We do pray. We go mandir, etc. But we put the word bhi also. God is also my mother, and this worldly mother is also my mother. God is also my wealth, and the money in the bank is also my wealth. How can God alone be my money, my wealth? Tvameva dravinang tvameva. Dravinang tvameva, that you alone are my wealth. So as I said, we say with our mouth, we don't feel in the heart. And the reason being that ignorance. God says He has to come. He. Not to say, not just say Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva with words in the mouth. Feel in the heart. With conviction. You all know the Katha of Draupadi. When Draupadi was being dragged Dushashan caught Draupadi by her hair and dragged her into the court. He taunted her and said, see if anybody is going to protect you here. Draupadi thought, I have 5 husbands here. And each being such that no one could compete with them in the world. They were top both as physical man and spiritual man. Yudhishthir, Bhimsen, Arjun, Nakul and Sahadev. If a woman has a husband who have a little bit of power, oh, you see how she when she walks, how she struts. You know who my husband is? So imagine the condition of a woman who has 5 husbands of the Kalaba I just mentioned. Who does Dusashan think he is? Let him try to interfere with me. Arjun will break every teeth in his mouth. Dusashan said, Draupadi, I'm going to make you naked right here, right now. Draupadi looked towards Arjun. Arjun put his head down. Draupadi thought, okay. She looked toward Bhimsen. Bhimsen also put his head down. One by one, each husband put their head down as they no longer had the right to protect her. They had lost her in a game of dice. She now looked towards the elders of the court. Bhishma, Pitamaha, Dhritarashtra, Dronacharya. But they also put their head down as they didn't have the right to protect her. Draupadi thought in her mind, what the scriptures say is true. Everybody is selfish. Sarvaha swartham samihate. Everyone is selfish by nature. Now while this was happening, Bhagwan Krishna was in Dwarika, in his palace, and he was sitting to eat, and he was being served by his main queen, Rukmini, the descension of Mahalakshmi. So the Lord is eaten, Rukmini is putting the food out, paros rahiye. And suddenly the Lord here's a morsel of the food, chewing in his mouth, chewing. He takes another morsel and about to put in the mouth, and he stays like this. He doesn't swallow the one in the mouth, nor does he put the one in the hand in the mouth, nor does he put it down. He remains like this. Rukmini panicked. What happened? Maybe there was a stone, or here in the rice, in the dal, in the soup. Sometimes it happens. People are not very careful, so sometimes, we don't tie our hair properly, or we don't bean the rice properly or something. So, something isn't there, and you're chewing and suddenly crack, stone. So Rukmini, what happened? Maybe there's a stone, maybe there's a hair. She says, Swami, kya hua? What happened? Bhagavan said, my devotee, one of my devotees is in great difficulty. Rukmini said, my Lord, why don't you go and save that devotee? Bachao. The Lord said, she's not completely surrendered to me as yet. She's still dependent on the strength of all kinds of things. Now back at Hastinapur, Dusashan, seeing that nobody is going to help her, he had taunted her already, he knew that. He again said to her, you see, I told you. No one is going to help you. I'm going to make you naked right here, right now. Draupadi decided to protect her honor by catching the edge of the sari. Anchal, the edge of the sari, between her teeth. But Dusashan had the strength of 10,000 elephants. He gave a little jerk. Out came the sari. It was now that Draupadi remembered there was one to save her. Up went the hands. Ha Nath Dwarikavasin. Oh Lord, who is residing in Dwarika, Shri Krishna. In other words, save me. This was a moment of complete surrender. Only to Krishna, to God. The Lord didn't have to come from Dwarika. He was sitting in her heart. Draupadi asks afterwards, why didn't you come? You take so long. He said, well, you said Dwarika Vasin, the one who's living in Dwarika. I'm sitting in your heart. Why do you call the one from Dwarika? The Lord himself took a special descension. Ambara Avatar. Uncountable descensions. This is a special one. He became the sari of Draupadi, Ambara Avatar. And Dushashan started to pull. And it kept increasing more and more. When we completely surrender to God, when we worship Him alone, this is what He will do. He will protect us and give us everything. God says we have to become like a newborn child. A newborn child doesn't know anything. All the child knows, if I cry, I will get something. Belly is hurting, cry. Has done something in the diaper, cry. Something bit you, cry. The moment the child cries, the mother takes care. But the mother doesn't know everything. The mother makes mistake. Something is wrong in the stomach of the child and the child is crying. And the mother thinks the child is hungry. And she takes a bottle and pushes in the child's mouth. The child gets more sick. But Bhagavan, who is our Tvameva Mata, our true and real mother alone, cannot make any mistake. She's living in our heart and she knows everything. The Lord himself, he says to Naraji in the Ramayana, करहु सदा तिनके रखवारी जिमि बालक राखहि महतारी जय राम श्री
राम जय जय Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
कहसि सुदक्ष अनल अहिधाई तहरा कही जननी अरगाई जय राम श्री राम
Jai Jai Ram Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
करहु सदा तिनकै रखवारी जिमि बालक राखहि महतारी कहसि सुवच्छ अनल अहिधाई तहरा कही जननी अरगाई. Bhagwan Shri Ram is saying to Narad, as a mother takes care and protects a newborn child, I take care of my devotee. I take full responsibility. But he, the one who says he alone, not the one who says also, the one who says he. There's a nice little story. Incident happened. People normally go to India and they do parikrama around Govardhan mountain. It's a great blessing. This is not a mountain. Bhagwan Krishna himself became Govardhan. It represents Bhagwan. So people do parikrama. Some people lie down and go around, some walk, different things. They don't wear shoes, etc. So once some Babaji, saying together with all his disciples, they were doing parikrama. And at one point they decided to take a rest. And this Brijvasi, illiterate resident lady of Barsana, she was walking with her gungat. Normally they walk with all the gungat, And she had a water pot in her head. So she started staring at the Babaji. And the Babaji, that saint, said to her, "Who are you?" Because she is staring. So she said, "Who are you?" So that Babaji, that saint, said, "Look, I am Ananya Bhakt, an exclusive devotee of Sri Krishna." So who are you? I am Pananya. Pananya? That is this saint, he knew Sanskrit, he never heard, and he knew Hindi. What is word Pananya? What does Pananya mean? He know Ananya. Ananya means exclusively, no other but only God. The Ramayana says, Eka bharosa, eka bal, eka asa bishwas. One. Faith to one only. So he knew Ananya. But what is this Pananya? So he said to the lady, illiterate village lady, "What is Pananya?" She said, "What is Ananya?" So the saint said, "Look, Ananya means that besides Sri Krishna, I worship no devata, no celestial god, no one except Sri Krishna alone." What is Pananya now? She says, one who worships only Sri Krishna. I don't even know about devata, anybody, anything else. Only Krishna. Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, Yanti devatan devan pitri yanti pitribataha bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti madhyajino pimam. Chapter 9 verse 25, Gita. Those who worship celestial beings, celestial gods. Celestial beings, Agni, the god of fire, Vayu, the god of wind, Indra, the king of heaven. This is Devata. Those who worship celestial gods will go to heaven. Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram.
Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Bolo Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo
Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
एहि तन कर फल विषय न भाई स्वर्ग स्वल्प अंत दुखदाई बोलो
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
बोलो राम
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Devatas, you will go to heaven, but बड़े भाग्य मानुष तनु पावा सुर दुर्लभ सरगंध निगावा. We are worshipping devatas, celestial gods. Indraya namah swaha, Agnaya namah swaha, Vayave namah swaha. And those who are living in heaven, they are praying to God for what? For what we have, this human birth. Bhagavan Ram is saying to the residents of Ayodhya, Uttarkand of Ramayana, it is the greatest fortune for the soul who acquires birth in the human form. Sur means devatas, celestial beings. They are begging and praying for birth in the human form and they can't get it. So the Lord says, Ehita na kara phala, Vishaya na bhai. Hey, this human body was not given to you to enjoy sensual pleasures, to just have a good time in the world. Nor was it given to go to heaven, Swarg. Why? Because there is nothing there, Swarga hu swalp. No true happiness. And unto dukkadai, it ends in suffering. After going to heaven, we have to come back right here in this world and suffer. Not only that, hinadramba vishanti. The Vedas say, Mundak Upanishad first, Mundak second, content mantra. Because when you go to heaven, Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam kshine punye martyalokam vishanti evam tai dharmanupapanna gatagadam kam kamala bhante. Chapter 9 verse 21 Gita. Yeah, when you worship devatas etc. you will go to heaven for some time. And that also very difficult rules. And when you go there, that punya, which is almost impossible to do in Kali Yuga, once you start enjoying heaven, what will happen? Kshine punya. It will start destroying. And one day it will become zero. And because your punya has become zero, you'll be thrown out of heaven. You have nothing to come back here with. You'll be thrown into lower forms of life. Dog, cat, donkey, worm. The Vedas are saying, Hindram va bishanti. So yanti devatan devan, those who worship devatas will go to heaven. But that's useless. Those who worship the pitris will go to the abode of the pitris. They will become pitris. That also useless. Those who worship bhoot and pret, ghosts and spirits, will become ghosts and spirits. Oh, we are so greedy. Because of greed, people go and dig up grave. Oh, this Babaji can do so and so. Oh, he can fix everything. Go ahead. Bhagavan Krishna say in the next life you will become a bhoot, a ghost, a spirit. Satisfy your greed now. Do all kind of craziness. God is saying, not Swamiji, you read for yourself, chapter 9, verse 25, Gita. God is saying. And those who worship God, Shri Krishna, he says, will go to him. Yanti madhyajinopi mam. So everything, you decide what you want. You want Bhagavan, worship Bhagavan. Alone. You want to go to heaven, worship the devatas. You want to go to the abode of the pitris, worship the pitris. You want to become a bhoot, worship the bhoots. Do wrong things, kill dog, kill fowl, kill goat. Do D puja. You become a D too. I have no idea who D is. I've heard about it. D, I think, means demon. Whatever you want. Wherever your mind is attached, that's what you're going to become and attain. Yam yam vapi smaram bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitah. Chapter 8 verse 6 Gita. Bhagavan Krishna makes it very clear. Wherever your mind is attached, at the moment of death, when you leave this body, tyajatyanti kalevaram, when you leave this body, kalevar means the body. When you die, in other words. Where the mind is attached, that is what you're going to become in the next life. If your mind is attached to Bhagavan, you go to Bhagavan. Simple as that. People Look, the thing is that in the Bhagavad is a beautiful rendition, very beautiful. Yatha taror mula nishechanena triptyanti tatskanda bhujopashakha pranopaharach yathendriyanam tathaiva sarvanhanamachyute ja. 4th canto, 31st chapter, 14th verse. Bhagavad Mahapuran. The Bhagavad says, just as you pour water in the root of a tree, just pour water in the root, and the water will automatically go to the branches, the leaf, the flowers, the fruits. You don't have to make separate efforts. You're hungry, and you eat food, and your hunger becomes satisfied. You don't worry how the food is going to add and nourish the body, how the food is going to turn into blood, into juice, juice into blood, blood into flesh, muscle, etc. You don't worry, you eat and it does its work. In the same way, once you worship Shri Krishna, the root is Shri Krishna, everyone gets happy. All devatas, all gods. Just pour water in the root only. Nobody's going to get angry. And if somebody get angry, Sudarshan Chakra will come. Let anybody get angry. All will start dancing. All the devatas and everyone will start, all the ancestors will start dancing. When someone worships, the scriptures tell us, when someone becomes a devotee of the Lord, many generations in that family benefit. Many generations. All the ancestors will start dancing in the abode of the ancestors. All the devatas, all the gods will start dancing. This is the ultimate aim. And that's not easy to do. We have to worship a little bit that. So you pour water in the leaf only, in the branch, in the flowers, and you don't put water in the root. What happened? The tree is going to die. All you do is you pour water in the root. And everything will get water. You can check it for yourself. They'll tell you the quotation. Vedas are saying the same thing. Everywhere. So this little thing, he and bhi, that's all we have to change. Change bha into ha. We've always put bhi also. Yes, we worship in Bhagavan also, but we worship in the world also. We love the world also. God says no. Only me, only him. Put he, take out bha, put ha. But as I said, that will have to come through knowledge. One knowledge that is very important, we have to realize who we are. That this, I'm not the body, I am the soul, the Atma. This is the first knowledge. This body belongs to me, it's very important, but I am not the body. Number two, the happiness, I want only happiness. It's our nature to want happiness. Because we are a fraction of happiness. The happiness I want, I will find only in Shri Krishna, in God, because Shri Krishna is happiness. Just as we get attached in the world to any boy, any person, any girl, anything in the world, we make a decision in the mind. This girl will make me happy. This boy will make me happy. This weed will make me happy. This alcohol will make me happy. We get attached. We say you get addicted. That's not addicted, it's attachment. In the same way, if we can convince the mind that happiness can be found only in Shri Krishna, thinking again, just like in the world, we'll get attached to Shri Krishna. And the result is, Vishayandhataschittam vishayeshu visarjate mamanusmanataschtittam mayeva praviliyate. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 11 canto, 14 chapter, 27 verse. The result will be God realization. Attachment in the world will bind us in this material world. And we have to come from beginningless time. That is what has binded us in the material world. Until we don't break that attachment, we'll have to keep coming and rotating in the 8.4 million species, dog, cat, donkey, worm, tree, grass, every form. Uncountable times has happened and uncountable time will happen until we break it. So attachment to the world does that, but attachment to God gives us God realization, supreme happiness, supreme bliss forever. That knowledge, knowing who is God. Why should I want to know God? Because I want happiness, true peace. We call it peace, comfort, whatever. Happiness. No more pain, no more suffering, no more sorrows. Forever. And that I will find only by knowing or attaining Shri Krishna. And that to do that, I have to do He alone. It takes time. It takes blessings. It takes association with the true saint. Many things are necessary. By ourselves, we can't do it. If we could have done it, uncountable lifetimes have gone, we'd have attained thousands of God realization. Forget about one. The soul is beginningless, eternal. Just as God is beginningless, unborn, eternal, the soul na jayate mriyate va kadachinayam bhutva bhavitavana bhuyah ajo nityah shashvatoyam purano nahanyate hanyamane sharire. Chapter 2 verse 20, Gita. Bhagavan Krishna says, the individual soul, the Jivatma, who we are, never takes birth, nor does it die, nor having come into existence, does it cease to be, because it is unborn, eternal, and most ancient. It is not destroyed, even when the body is destroyed. God is not senior to us. Ever since God existed, we, the individual souls, have also existed. So if we could have done this by ourselves, we'd have done it. But we can't. We need someone to help us. And Tulsidas tells us, finally, very briefly, he says in the Ramayana, who is the person who's going to help us to cross this ocean of Maya? Someone we need, someone is indispensable and very, very important.
गुरु बिन भावनिधि तरही न कोई जो बिरंची शंकर सम होई बोलो
राम 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 राजा राम 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 बोलो राम 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 राजा राम राम राम
गुरु बिन भावनिधि तरही न कोई जो बिरंची शंकर सम होई बोलो
राम 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 राजा राम 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 बोलो राम 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 राजा राम राम राम
Guru binu bhavanidhi tarai na koi, jao biranshi shankar sam hoi. Tulsidas says in the Ramayana, someone may be as powerful as Biranchi, Brahma, the creator, as Shivji, the destroyer, but they will not be able to cross the ocean of Maya without the help of a guru. But we can't just make anybody a guru. That's another problem we have in this Kali Yuga. Anybody is a Guruji. No. The scriptures tell us the qualifications for a guru. Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, very briefly, Tad viripranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Chapter 4, verse 34. One who has seen Krishna, seen God, attained God, a bona fide saint, a God-realized soul. The Vedas tell us, Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmano nirveda mayan nastakritakatena tarvigyanartham sagurumeva bhigachet samitpani shrotriyam brahmanishtham. Mundak Upanishad, first Mundak, second Kand, 12th mantra. The Vedas are saying we have to have a guru in the spiritual path if you want to become free from Maya, to attain the ultimate aim of life. But he has to have two qualities that qualifies him to be guru. Number one, he's Shrotriya, meaning that he has knowledge of all the Vedas, all the scriptures, not just one, not just Ramayana, not just Gita. Complete knowledge. Plus, he can remove our doubts. But even more important, and the most important qualification, he is Brahmanishtham, meaning he has practical experience of Shri Krishna. He's attained the divine knowledge, divine bliss, divine vision of Shri Krishna, of God. He's seen God, attained God. This is the most important qualification, because someone can only give us something that they themselves have. And if that person himself is a beggar, what can he give us who are also beggars? A beggar going to another beggar and begging, what he's going to get? Huh? So if we want to attain that divine knowledge, divine bliss, divine vision of Shri Krishna, of God, if we want to become free from Maya, there's necessity of a person who is called a saint, a true guru. And that's very important also, but that I'll have to tell you about another time. For now, it's important to understand that this word he alone, Ananya, exclusively to God, is very important. The rest another time. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki jai, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe.